Welcome to 5 Minutes with Grey Hair Dave. He has grey hair and he has a grey beard and he also wears glasses, like the guy in the artwork. Oh, and the guy in the artwork is better looking. Now, tariff-free, here is Grey Hair Dave.
Yes, indeed, folks. That was 11 Labs. 11labs.io. Spelled ELEVENLABS.io. Welcome to, as the intro said, 5 Minutes with Grey Hair Dave. Now that's me. And if you're ever interested in learning more about 11labs.io, go to the link in the show notes. That's my affiliate link. Click on that, and if you happen to purchase, I'll get a commission off of that, which does help with the cost of the show. So I hope you're doing well. I'll tell you what, Grey Hair Dave is having a wonderful day. I've had all last week off because of issues with work and changing back to the new position and no longer on light duty. So I've had some time to relax, recuperate. Not that I needed a lot of recuperating, but relax and get my thoughts straight on what I want to be doing for a while, where I want to go and what I want to be for a while. And it has been quite the little up and down road for me. The one thing I have decided upon is I'm going to be eating better. I'm trying to stay as far away from junk food as I can get. Now, take that with a grain of salt a little bit here because, yeah, I'm not eating potato chips. I'm eating a little popcorn and some Fritos once in a while. But, I'm trying to cook every day, and that, of course, means you're eating better and healthy. Because I'm eating steak and chicken, and, well, last night we had pork chops, which were wonderful, and I enjoyed that. So I decided I have to do this. Because I've been eating crud for years, and I got to stop, and I enjoy cooking. So that's what's going on with me. I do start back to work in a couple days, go a week full of training, and then right back at it. So I'm going to change subjects here, get away from the mouse, and go back over to what I've been doing. I talked a little bit about the Grey Hair Dave project, what I was going to be doing, and what I thought of it, what I thought it would be. And I'm hoping that I can get up the courage to go ahead and make that first phone call. Now, I should have done that first phone call this last week, but I didn't because I found a couple of flaws. So I was going back over all my material and I'm going, I don't like that. And, wait a minute, I could make that look just a little bit better. And I've got to stop that. It's 99% ready, and I could start with 99% ready in my mind. So, there you go. I've got to get up and get going with it. And I've got my very first 2 or 3 communities I want to target first. And they're local right here, so I can make it really easy for me to stop by and say hi after the initial invite or initial contact through email or by phone. And as I figured, why make long distance rides if I don't know if it'll scale? And that was something I've been thinking a lot about too, is scaling, because I think that this program that I want to do is going to work. Now, there's always somebody, which is somebody did something like that and then they never stuck with it, or so-and-so did that. And, there's always going to be naysayers. Always. And you know what? I'm used to that. I am. Because, my first thought is, if they have another idea on how I should do what I want to do, then why aren't they doing it? They're not. I'm at least trying to make something work. And all they want to do is just tear it down because they've got no ideas on what to do. So, the heck with that. So I am taking suggestions, and I haven't had any from you folks yet on what you heard last week. But if you've got any ideas, whether they're good or bad, you can go ahead and send them to me. Go over to 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com and leave me a message in the voicemail. Leave me a message either in the contact me page, or you can leave me the voicemail, and I'll listen to you. And if your idea is good, I'll use it if you don't mind. And if your idea isn't good, or if it's just you think you've got a better way, and I thought of it already, and I have dismissed it, well, I'm going to say thank you for trying, and thank you for trying to be helpful. And I know most people are out there trying to just be helpful in their minds. Sometimes unsolicited advice isn't advice. It's just a way to try and stop you from trying to do better for yourself. Because I've had some other unsolicited advice. I showed somebody my book. Well, why didn't you do this way, and this way? I just wanted to show you what I had done, and I wanted you to be happy for what I had done and say, hey, that's good, and not, I didn't ask for, I did ask for one person's advice and they gave it. I'll take it to heart. I may use some of it. I may not. It's mine. It's not anybody else's. I appreciate input, but don't give me how I would do it better if you don't want to be positive about it. If all you want to do is trash what I've done, then you don't need to be involved. So I was talking about scaling here just a second or two ago. And I do believe that this plan, I really do believe that this could be scaled to a point where, I could have 5 or 6 places, in a, 3-hour radius of here that want to do these things. And if that's the case, then I could bring somebody else on board to take like South Florida or Northern Florida. Stuff like that. And I try not to get too far ahead of myself. I am positive that I am going to need to find somebody who can help me with Spanish. Because I don't speak any Spanish, so I can't edit Spanish because I don't know what they're saying. So I might need to invest in finding somebody who can speak Spanish and do what I do, which is record and then edit for me and all those types of things. So because you have to have the right people sometimes, and that would of course be on a case-by-case basis. But if somebody wanted to do recording in Spanish, I don't want to stop that. I want them to get their legacies or their podcast or whatever they want to do. I want them to get it out there too. So it's not, and this is something too, folks. Everybody assumes I want them to talk about their legacies, and I do want that. But I also want them to understand that there's other things that they could be doing. They could be doing explainer videos on how to do knitting, or how to sew, how to quilt. If that's something they want, I can go in and record that for them, mic them up, take a couple of videos, put it out on YouTube for them, and get something going for them. If they wanted to do that, I've got the equipment to do that, So, plus if somebody wants to podcast, or a couple of people want to get together and podcast and talk about the good old days, talk about the music they love, talk about the sports or the hobbies that they love, I want to help them get a podcast out there too. It's all part of it, and I'm not out here to rip people off and not do anything. Hey, give me your money and I won't do anything for you. If I can't do what you want to get done, I'm not the right guy for you, and then I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. Enough of that. Enough being said of that. I'm going to change subjects one more time and go back to Claude AI. I was doing some more research this week on Claude Cowork. Now, Claude Cowork is kind of like an assistant where it can come in and it can read your emails for you and set up replies or draft replies for you to approve and send out and all these kinds of things. And I keep wondering to myself, two things. One, do I want to let an AI, an artificial intelligence, run some of my things, which I can give them explicit access to certain things only, or I can limit what their access is, or I can just give it free rein. I'm not going to give it free rein by any means, but it's like having an assistant, which I could use right now. I really could, and part of that would be to help me set up appointments. So I'm going to test it in the next day. Actually, I'm going to test it tonight and tomorrow to see what it can do for that. The process is setting it up. And this is a new process. And I want to go through it. I'm going to tell you about it. And I may even record it, do some screen recordings so I can put it out into the podcast later on. If I do that, I'll let you know, because I think it would be fun for you guys to see what I'm doing to do that. And because you already now know what I'm going to be doing, that'll make more sense to you. And I think that's important. And if you've got suggestions or something, email me or send me a message through the contact me page, and we'll go from there. But something else I'm concerned about is, I'm paying a price for Claude. I'm paying for OpenAI. But if I go into Cowork, I'm afraid the price is going to go up. And until I'm making more money, I don't know that I can afford it. So we're going to have to see how that works, because agentic AI is next. That's the next big thing. But at some point, because of all the power and computing power these large language models need, it costs a lot of money to run that, to keep it cool, the energy they take. I know that there's a lot of guys out there now, guys and girls, out there now buying Mac Minis and trying to run all these things through multiple Mac Minis at one time. I'm not going to do that. First of all, Apple has gotten rid of the $599 Mac Mini. I think the cheapest one you can get now is $700 or $699, which is the same basic one that I have, because I've got more storage. Still at 16 gigabytes of RAM, but I've got, the 512 on storage. Plus, I always have a 2 terabyte solid state drive attached. So, or an external drive. So, it's those types of things, but it takes power. But I'm not going to be doing that. If I have to add another computer to do it, it's more hassle than it's worth to me. I'll just pay the money. But that's where I'm at on this. So next week, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what happens with Claude Cowork, because I'll be honest, I am more involved in Claude than I am anything else. I use OpenAI to ask simple questions now, and that's about all I use it for. What about this? What about that? Where do I go for this? Where do I go for that? It's replacing Google for me. So that's what's happening. Not a lot. It's been relaxing to not have to go and do a bunch of things, and I appreciate that. And also, folks, I just needed to relax. I needed to let my brain settle a bit. But can I ask you a question though? Is podcasting something you've thought about? Something you thought about doing? Something that a friend of yours, or a spouse of yours, or a kid of yours, or a parent has thought about? Just do me a favor. Go to Gray Hair Productions. Go to the contact me page. Let's send me a note. I'll respond. I'll see what I can do about helping you to get that done. This is what I'm doing now. This is going to replace everything else I've been doing right now. So that's what I'm going to go with. Also, folks, if you know somebody out there who doesn't know what a podcast is, doesn't know where to find one, doesn't know what kind of genres there are, help them out. Show them on their phone or their tablet or their computer where they're at. Show them the different genres that are out there. Show them 5 minutes of gray hair Dave as the example. Yeah, why not, right? Show them 5 minutes of gray hair Dave, and that'll help me out. My numbers are growing, folks, and I'm impressed. I'm happy with the growth I'm getting. Also, while you're out and about today, or even this week, you see the friendly cashier or somebody walking across the sidewalk, crossing the road, smile, wave at them. Not in a creepy way, guys. Just smile and wave at them, and maybe it'll make their day, which will make your day better. So until next week, Gray Hair Dave saying, I will see you then, talk to you then, and you all have a great week. Bye. Hey, folks, it's Gray Hair Dave just popping in to say, hey, I have a new merchandise shop. That's right. If you go to my website, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com, and you click on the merchandise tab, it'll take you to a page that says, click here for merchandise. And then it's got a little photo of some of the items that I do have in the shop. I hope that you do go there. I hope you do look at it. And if you are so inclined, I hope you do buy something. If you do, I will make some money on this, because this is something that I am adding to all of my websites so that I can make a little extra money and help out with the costs of this program and all my programs that I do. But anyways, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you again soon. Don't forget, 5minutesofgrayhairdave.com. Go to the merchandise page. Thanks. Bye.